What's going on, Jets fans? Welcome back to another video here on Peg City Hockey. Now, today we're going to be going over the 11 players that were sent down to the Manitoba Moose, and out of those 11 players as well, just to mention, there are 3 players pending waivers that are going to the Moose as well, and we're going to be talking about the players that were sent down and what we can kind of expect to see with the roster going forward into the last couple of preseason games on Wednesday, and I believe the Saturday or Friday, or I'm pretty sure it's Friday, I can't remember the top of my head, but either way, Wednesday is the next preseason game, and then the last one against the Flames. We have 2 more games left of the preseason. We got to figure out what this roster is going to look like. The last game against the Vancouver Canucks, we kind of got to see a lot of, the guys we didn't expect to really, make this team play. It was kind of the last effort, last chance to really show what they can make and where they are in the depth chart. And a lot of these guys that played in yesterday's game against the Canucks have been sent down to the Moose today. So let's go over the list, starting with the goaltenders that have been sent down. And Mikhail Berdin, the guy who started the game last game against the Canucks, who ended up taking that loss, but I thought played okay. Definitely wasn't an amazing NHL type ready goaltender in my opinion. Had the jitters, but I still thought he had a pretty good showing at times and made some really good saves. As well as Arvid Holm has been sent down to the Manitoba Moose. And honestly, I think this is for the best. Now, I've talked about this briefly, and I'm not a lot actually, and I'm going to briefly just talk about it right now because I don't need to go in depth on it too much. I think, honestly, even though Eric Comrie, in my opinion, isn't the best, and hell, even the best has even come close to describing Eric Comrie for being a backup, but either way, I don't think Eric Comrie should be our backup for this coming up season. In my opinion, he hasn't done anything to warrant the praise, and I know that you guys are going to be saying Hellebuyck's going to be playing 50 games or whatever anyway. I still think depth is important. I always preach that. That's my number one belief. Defense may win championships, but depth is the runner-up to that, in my opinion. If you don't have good depth, you're never going to win anything. And I think that having good goaltending depth is important, and I just don't see good goaltending depth with Eric Comrie. But on the other hand, we do have some good goaltending depth for the Manitoba Moose. I think a tandem of Berdin and Holm is going to be really, really good for the Moose coming up this year. We get to see where Holm at, coming over and playing in North America now, and also we get to see how well Berdin can handle a full 82-game workload for the AHL, and we can also just see how composed he is and how his game develops throughout the AHL season this year. So I think this is the best move. Now going down to the defenders that were sent down, Declan Chisholm was sent down, no surprise. Leon Ganok, he was sent down as well, and I believe I pronounced his name wrong, but it's a weird pronunciation, so excuse me, but Ganaki, I think it might be it either way. And then the other one was Simeon Lundmark and Jonathan Kovacevic. Now honestly, I'm not surprised by any of this. Declan Chisholm is a couple years away from making this team. I think all of us expected that. He looked good in preseason for a younger guy, but you know what? No harm, no done. If you look good in preseason that young and you're going to be playing with the Moose, I think that's good development. Ganok, I guess, again, was kind of 50-50 at times. He wasn't super impressive. He wasn't, a depth guy you want to have on your press box. I think he's just good Moose depth, so I think it makes perfect sense. Simeon Lundmark as well. I think he's another year away before getting a possible serious look at being a press box or maybe a 7-type defenseman type situation, if he can even fight for that. Our defense is in a weird situation right now with Ville Heinola, Logan Stanley, and even, obviously, the list goes on with Dylan Samberg. I don't know why I couldn't think of that name there for a second, but either way, we have a lot of young guys trying to push for that last spot. So it's a little interesting right now. And then obviously the last guy is Kovacevic, who's a little bit surprising to me. Now, I thought Kovacevic had a pretty good preseason. I ranked him, I believe, as a C-tier prospect in my prospect ranking tier, and I think that honestly, from the preseason alone, I think I could probably put him at a B tier. I really mean that. I think that he showed a lot of composure. He was responsible with the puck, and that's always important. And I think he's going to be a really good call-up depth defenseman for us this season in case of injuries. So I think Kovacevic playing on the Moose is going to be good. Maybe next year he gets a look with the Jets on being a 7th guy, 8th guy again. Who knows? I really don't know. But I think Kovacevic is good depth, and him playing on the Moose isn't going to be a problem for me. And then going over the forwards that were sent down, Jeff Malott, who scored last night, as well as the other goal scorer from last night against the Vancouver Canucks, Christian Reichel. Again, no surprise there. Reichel, I think, is a couple years away from being a serious look for that bottom 6 spot. And Jeff Malott is, he didn't do anything super impressive in my opinion during the preseason. And then the 3 players that are on pending waivers to go to the Moose are, his name is, I did not know that. I did not know Eyssimont. I cannot pronounce that name now. I feel like literally 5 minutes ago I knew that pronunciation, and now I'm reading Miki Isim. His first name just completely threw me off, and now I don't know how to pronounce it. But either way, Luke Johnson and then Austin Pogonski. Now, honestly, I thought Pogonski had a pretty good preseason. I'm going to be excited to watch him play with the Moose this year. Johnson is, whatever, just going to the Moose, and I'm going to say Anisimont. I think that's how you pronounce it. I don't know why. I don't see an N in there, but whatever. I feel like that's how the commentator said pronounced it. I don't know that. I don't know why this name's throwing me off so much. Just Mickey. I did not know that was his first name, so it really threw me off there. But either way, I'm getting distracted. I digress. Either way, those guys, I'm excited to see how they play on the Moose. I really liked Isamont and Poganski. I thought they played pretty well for the Jets, considering I knew nothing about them going into preseason. So, I'm not complaining. And that's going to really wrap up the 11 players that were sent down. And then I'll quickly just go over the guys that are left on the roster right now. So the goaltenders are Eric Comrie and Connor Hellebuck. Our 10 defensemen are Dylan DeMello, Ville Heinola, Josh Morrissey, Logan Stanley, Neil Pionk, Dylan Sandberg, Brendan Dillon, Nathan Beaulieu, Nelson Noje, and Nate Schmidt. Our forwards are Andrew Kopp, Riley Nash, by the way, 16 forwards, Andrew Kopp, Riley Nash, Dominic Toninato, Nikolai Ehlers, Jansen Harkins, Adam Lowry, David Gustafson, Paul Stastny, Blake Wheeler, Mark Scheifele, Evgeny Svechnikov, Kyle Connor, Cole Perfetti, CJ Suisse, Pierre-Luc Dubois, David Gustafson, and Christian Vesalainen. Also, there have been some injuries as well. There are 3 injuries: Sandberg, Noje, and Suez. All 3 of those guys are injured, so probably just on that roster right now, going to the Moose or press box eventually. But either way, that's where the Jets stand going into Wednesday's game against the Calgary Flames. I have no idea what to expect for the lineup. It could probably look anything between Connor, Scheifele, Wheeler, Kopp, Dubois, Ehlers, as we've seen in the past, or it could be shuffled up. I really don't know. Personally, I think use Svechnikov in the top 6, see how he can play against a ready NHL caliber Calgary Flames roster, and I think that will really dictate how successful and how you can kind of find that best spot for him in your roster. But that's going to round up this video in that roster update. Let me know your thoughts on who you thought maybe should have made the team, or who you think you can argue that could have made the team and you didn't like them getting sent down. Let me know all your thoughts about preseason and the 11 players that were sent to the Moose down in the comment section below. Follow me on Twitter, follow me on Instagram, and check out all the other affiliated links down in the description below. Make sure to subscribe regardless of the team that you root for. More importantly, peace, love, and positivity to all you beautiful people out there in the world. I will be back with some Jets content very, very soon. Have a great rest of your day, and go Jets go.